homework yesterday, or you did it?
I did it. I did it.
Yes. Can you share it at the screen?
Um, Maybe I can try it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
I'll stop sharing in order to give you a chance to share.
Microsoft öffnen. Okay. Ah, it's a double effect, yeah.
Mm.
P6 Teams. Start. Okay. So. Yeah, that's good. On the right hand laptop, I can see the interview.
So
your
you
action. On
add
the
you
left-hand
add the
side is my
activity and the
computer.
relation.
That's good.
You add the activity and the relationship as well, and you click F9. Wow.
Can you hear me, Tara?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I believe that you made more than the homework. You add the activity relationship in page 40, and you click F9 as well.
I saw.
You scheduled.
Yeah, yeah.
Great work. Let's see. Let's say it one by one. It looks fine, but I believe that you missed some relationship. Let's test what you did now, inshallah. Let's complete what we didn't complete yet, and then return it back to your homework. I believe
Yeah.
that there is a missing relationship here in the activity, the first activity and the internal finishing. There is a missing relationship here. I believe that it is not correct. Let's do it, and I let you test yourself. And here also a problem at the third activity.
Yeah.
Let's complete our target and then return it back to your homework.
Yeah.
Okay. Where we stopped yesterday? We stopped. Let me share the screen.
Yeah.
Here it is. We were still at adding activities to our project. Actually, as I told you, our course is a scenario, cumulative scenario. Starting from the beginning, know how to create the dictionary like ABS and OBS, and also prepare yourself by creating the calendar you are going to use. Then adding a project using the project wizard. It will be blank project, include only the name and the start date of the project. Then we have to complete the project. We have to add all the data related to the project, like work breakdown structure. And this is what we did yesterday. We created something called work breakdown structure. And as I told you, Primavera has no best brackets or industry best brackets. It will accept what you are going to provide to your project. So it's better to do what? To do the exercise outside of Primavera, sit with your team, decide which approach you are going to use to create the work breakdown structure, and then create a sketch, draw a sketch, and try to put it in Primavera. And this is what we did yesterday. We completed the work breakdown structure. Then we move to add more details with which we call it activities. Right. What are the activities and how to do it? What type of information we needed to add activity? This is what we discussed yesterday. We need, first of all, the activity type, and we discussed yesterday that we have 8 types of activity. The first one is task dependent, which usually will be the default for the activity. Another one called resource dependent. And the difference between the task dependent and the resource dependent, that the calculation method. At the task dependent, Primavera will calculate, will make all the calculation, will take the project duration, the activity duration, the activity calendar, and start calculate the schedule. Vice versa, the resource dependent. When I said that this activity is resource dependent, it means that Primavera will take the duration, the availability of the resource, the duration available for the resource, and based on its calendar, and start calculate based on the resource, not the activity. We have another two types of activity, which we call it start milestone and finish milestone. And I believe that you created two activities at the homework yesterday. One start the project, which was start milestone, and one for the finish of the project, which is finish milestone. Finish milestone and start milestone is a special activities which has no duration, no resource assigned to it. It is just working as a mark, as a flag, to say that something important will start or something important will finish. The last two activities which we will try today, inshallah, level of effort and WBS summary. Both of them are summary, to group some activity duration together and represented in a single bar. WBS summary to represent the summary of all activity beneath a WBS, a certain WBS, but level of effort, I have to choose which segment I'm going to represent as a summary activity. We will try it now. Then we have to provide the relationship, and this is what we are going to do it now. We have actually you did it, but let's discuss it. We have four type of relationship: finish to start, start to start, finish to finish, start to finish. It will be represented like that. When I said finish to start, it means that when the predecessor activity start, the successor activity can the predecessor finish, the successor activity can start, and this is the most common use relationship, which will be the default at creating the relationship.
Yeah.
We have something called the start to start. It means that both activity can start together at the same time. When the predecessor start, the successor can start as well. The third one is finish to finish. Both of them finish together. And finally, the odd or very rare use. Actually, I didn't, as I told you yesterday, I didn't use it at all during the more than 30 years in project management. I didn't use it. Plus, anyone submit the schedule with start to finish activity, I actually rejected this schedule because it is not logic at all. Okay, then why we did this? To create something called PDM, Precedence Diagrammic Method, or activity network. By connecting the activity together with its relationship, it will create a PDM. And then we discuss something called lag and lead. Lag is customization for the relationship. The relationship is finished to start, but they cannot start immediately. It will start after a while. So when I said that there is a lag between the relationship between the activity, it means that it will delay the start of the successor activity. Vice versa, the lead make overlap, lead accelerate the work, make faster tracking. Before completing the predecessor activity, I can start the successor activity. It will be like that, overlap between the two activities. We discussed yesterday also codes and the benefit of codes. We discussed steps and how to create steps. We discussed notebook and how to put a note in the activity. We discussed how to attach a document to the activity. Okay, it's time now just to tell you how the best way to create the relationship. The optimum work, every activity must have at least one predecessor and one successor. This is the case. To make an optimum schedule, schedule with no error, it means that you have to connect all the activity together. Each activity, at least as I told you, has one predecessor and at least has one successor. This rule is applicable to all activities at the project. Only two activities is exception of this rule. The first activity at the project and the last activity at the project. The first activity at the project has no predecessor and the last activity at the project has no successor. Right. How to create relationship? I believe that you did it, but let's review the optimum way and the different way to do it. First of all, highlight the activity you want to connect. Open the relationship tab. This is the first activity of the project, so it means that it has no predecessor. So I will not assign predecessor at the left side. I will go to the successor. Click assign. Primavera will ask me, those are the activity you already defined. Which activity you want to connect? I want to connect A1000 or mechanical 1000 to mechanical 1010. Highlight it and click assign. This is a way of connecting the activity together. طيب, what else? يقول لك after connecting the first activity, click go to will tune you from the first activity to second activity. You can notice that now we are highlighting the second activity. Primavera tell you that the predecessor of this activity is activity 1000 and it's time now to assign the successor. I will go there and assign the successor. When I assign, by default, the relationship will be finish to start. Why at the beginning it is start to start? Because it is a start milestone. Start milestone has no finish, so they will start together. But the default relationship for any connecting activity, it will be by default finish to start. How can I change the finish to start to something else? I can go to relationship, click on it. It will show the 4 types of relationship. Now you can choose which one you are going to connect to that, or you want to assign it to the activity. This is how to create a relationship and change the relationship type. But what the other question? How can I put a lag? There is a lag between the activity. Or like, there is a lag column here. Go to the lag column, and instead of 0, you put some information there. So it is instead of 0 lag, we can make it 5 days. It means that Primavera will push the second activity 5 days after the finish of the successor or predecessor activity. This is how to do it, and I believe that you did it like that. Is there any way else to connect the activity? Yes. Do you remember at the first day we have another view at the top of the layout called activity network? I'll go to display option bar, select show on top, and instead of Gantt chart, I will choose activity network. If you like to draw, this is a very easy way to draw. All you have to do is move the mouse to the end of the activity, and then when you see this arrow, connect the arrow to the second one. It will make finish to start activity. How can I make start to start? Highlight, move the mouse to the beginning of the activity until you see the arrow. And then, actually, I don't like this technique. And then connect start to start. It will make start to start. If I want to make finish to finish, highlight the finish and connect finish to finish. This is how to make it by drawing, draw the relationship itself. Please try it. Did you try it now? Is it better for you, or is it better to select it from the assigned one?
I prefer it's a task. So
Myself, I don't like the drawing technique because يعني, I don't like the draw. I believe that, this is my opinion as a Tahir. I believe that it's better to select from the list of activity instead of connecting it by arrow. But many people love this technique and like this technique. They put the relationship by draw the arrow from the activity to activity. طب the question is, how can I modify this or add a leg? يقول لك just click on the arrow on the line. You draw, it will tell you what type of relationship is, and you can put a leg as well. You can finish the relationship type and add a leg.
Yeah.
This is the second way of creating the relationship. Hi, what about the third way? I will return back to the Gantt chart, adding some activities. Okay, I have a list of activity here under this WBS, and all of them are finished to start relationship. Can I do it in one step? Yes, you can. Highlight all the activities, right click, and then click link activities. Link activities will do what? Will connect those group of activity by finish to start relationship. And this is very good way to connect many activities together in one click. Did you try it?
Yeah.
Did you try it, Ingo?
Yeah.
Okay, those are the different ways of creating the relationship. The most important for you that you have to know what are the different types of relationship. As I told you, we have 4 types of relationship: finish to start, start to start, finish to finish, start to finish. The default one is finish to start, and Primavera need from your side that to connect all the activity together. The rule is, the optimum is, each activity at the schedule has at least predecessor activity and successor activity as well. At least, because in sometimes you are going to connect one activity with more than one activity as a successor. In some cases, especially at the commissioning and the closing, maybe one activity connected to tens of activity together. In order to complete or to finish, I have to complete all this list of activities. So the predecessor could be 10 activities to one successor only, which is handover or closing the project. Type. Now it's time to check what you did. Actually, I created the workshop optimum creation in the file I sent to you earlier. The file name was B6 Workshop Project, XER.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
Yes.
This file includes the workshop with the optimum solution. The best way of doing it, the best result of the workshop, we will import it to our database, to your database, in order to see the result of calculation for the optimum, to compare later on between this file and what you did yesterday. I believe that you make some mistakes. We will see where the mistake is. Can you notice the file? Do you have it now?
Yeah, I try. I will find it. Download.
Search for it and tell me when you found it.
Yeah. I can't understand it yet. Next. Downloads, physics. Basics, no basics. Yesterday I tried to open this document, but it doesn't match.
Do you need to send it again through WhatsApp or by email? I can send it to you again.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way. But I have to open it with Primavera P6, or it's separate to open.
Okay, just download it in your desktop, and I told you later on how to use it, inshallah. I will send you an email now.
Yeah.
Please check your email.
2 seconds, I think so. Okay.
Download it in a place you can find it later on.
It's down from them. Yeah, that's a P workshop. And then I downloaded it, yes. Speichern unter desktop. Desktop.
Okay, keep it at the desktop and follow me at the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. What this file is coming from another database, my database. Yeah. I created the project, the workshop, and many other projects. I opened it together, and I went to Primavera file export. I exported from my database as XER file. This is the way of trading the information between different databases. I have my own database. You have your own database. So if I want to send something to you, one of my project contractor, I'm the contractor as an example. I created the project. You are the consultant, and you need a copy from this project to be reviewed, because we are not working on a centralized database. As I told you, the optimum solution is to make a centralized database and all the users log in together, contractor, consultant, project manager, planner, all together connect to the same database, the same project. But in 80% or 90% of the cases here in the market, and the market globally, not in Egypt only, in the market, they are not allow other one to connect their database. But as I told you, this is not the optimum solution. So I am the consultant, and I need a copy from your project to send it to me. How to do it? Like, open the project, go to file, and then click export.
Yeah.
When you follow me at the screen, don't do it.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you said that export a file, Primavera will ask you, I have many ways of exporting the file. You want to send it to what? To what? Are you going to send it to Primavera? To version what? Version 24.10 or later? 15, 15.2, 15, 6, 8, and so on. So I have to ask the one who are going to receive the file, which version you are working with it. If I export the file from this version, from version 24 to you, you will not be able to open it. Why you will not be able to open it? Because I'm sending it for version 24 and later. So you have to ask the other one you are going to send, which version you are working with it, in order to select the required version to export the file with. You can send it to another software called Primavera Contractor. You can send it as XML. You can send it to Excel. You can send it to Microsoft Project. Of course, to XML, different version, and MBX as well. You can send it to United Nations CFACT format. It is a software used by the United Nations, or IB MEDAR or CBB format, another software, another technique. The point is, you can export the file from Primavera to another software using this export format. After selecting the required software you are going to send and which version, click next. He will ask you what the information you want to export. I want to export project. Which project? The one I'm opening it. You have to open the project first. Next, to select the path you are going to export the file to. Here it is. I selected at my desktop. Finish. He will take no time and export the file. I export it to my desktop, the open project. Here it is. The name is Ingo. Here it is. Where is the file? I sent it now. Here it is. The file here is XCR file and ready to be submitted to you. How can I submit it to you? How can I send it to you? As I did now, I can send it by email. I can send it by WhatsApp. I can, if you give me a flash memory, I can make copy of it and give it to you at the flash memory, and then take it in your desktop and import it to your database. And this is what we are going to do now. How to import file you received from another database to your database. Is it clear, Ingo? Right. Now, to make a proper import, first step is close the project you are opening now. Why? Because when you import the file will be imported as open project. So it will be open plus what you are opening now. So it's better to close all the project at your view. How to close it? File, close all. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Close the open project. Here it is. This is the start window in Primavera.
Yeah.
Which no windows opened at all. It is the home window. We call it home window. Now it's time to import. I will do it, then do it yourself. Follow me at the screen and then do it yourself. File, import. You're like, from where you want to import? You want to import from Primavera, from XML Primavera, from spreadsheet Excel, from Microsoft Project. The question is, I have a project in Microsoft Project. Can I get it to Primavera? Yes, you can. As you see here at the screen, you can import file from Microsoft Project to Primavera. But in many conditions, it's not time to tell you what is the different condition is. You have to view it like what? As an example, the calendar of the lag. I believe that you know the lag, the time we put it between the relationship.
Yeah.
The calendar of the lag in Primavera is 8 hours per day based on the predecessor activity calendar. The lag in Microsoft project definition is 24 hours per day.
Yeah.
So if you import Microsoft project to Primavera and some activities have lag, Primavera will multiply the lag by 3. Why by 3? You're like, you put it 5 days, 24 hours, it means that it is 120. 120, it means for me, it is 15 days, not 5 days. So when you import from a different software, you have to full caution about some information to make sure that what you are importing is the same what you created at the Microsoft project. Now we are going to, but by the way, what I'm saying now is completely advanced work. This is advanced. It is not at the basic course. As I told you before, we are making mix.
That's good.
Mix.
Yeah, and important for the business. Then
Yes.
sometimes you have the question, okay, please get me or give me your time schedule, and I can see what the different, if you are, or the work contractor does work with Microsoft and the client with Primavera, and yeah, that's a good communication and coming together to make.
That's why based the discussion with Yasser, I understand what really your needs. That's why I'm making a custom course. It is not the basic course. It is a customized course between the basic and the advanced to fulfill the business need. Okay.
And the second argument is on the supervision activities, maybe on site, the contractor give you an Excel sheet with the actual finish days or starting days, or with all the dates, and you have to put these comparison in your P6. Yeah. And then I think it's a good way to make the work easier. I don't know exactly.
If you mention Excel has some condition there. Primavera allow to import from Excel, as you see. We can import from a spreadsheet in one condition, that the Excel sheet you are going to import from must coming from Primavera first. So you have to export from Primavera to Excel, because this file will include some table names and modify there, and inshallah we will at the last day I will tell you how to import and export using Excel. So you can use Excel, but it's not just a file like that. This file must coming from Primavera first, must be Primavera format in order to be imported to Primavera. But as you said, it is better for the business in order to gain the information from many sources. If the client working with Microsoft project, the contractor working with Microsoft project, and the client that has B6, can we take it from Microsoft project and put in B6? Yes, we can. Can we create the project or create the activity or make comparison using Excel? Yes, we can. But in some condition, we are going to discuss as the last day, inshallah. Here, it is straightforward. We are in Primavera, and we have XCR file, and we want to import this XCR file to our database. Okay? So we'll choose Primavera as the source of the imported file. Next. Which type of information you want to import? We have 3 types: project, resource, or rules only. No, we are going to import project, so we'll keep it project. Next. Primavera will ask you to select the file you want to import it. In our case, here it is. I will select. It will browse.
P6 workshop projects,
Yes, actually I'm putting there at the training material, P6. Here it is, Primavera P6 workshop project. Here it is. Select the file based on the path at your PC. Next. Let's read the paragraph. I believe that you are following me at the screen, huh?
Yeah.
Later on, you will do it yourself. Here it is. You can notice that we don't have only one project, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects. The question is, can the XCR file include more than one project? Yes, it can. when I give an order to Primavera to export the file, it could be I could open more than one file together and export it all of them in a single file. So maybe in some cases the XER file not including only one project, but it could include many projects as you see now. This is the first note. The second note is match column. Match column is empty. Why it is empty? Match and you cannot check. Match it means that Primavera search at the database, at my database, and didn't find any project with the same ID. If there a project with the same ID, a check here will be appeared to show that there is a similar ID in my database. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So match represent if this ID, you have the same ID before in your database or not. You can do nothing. It is coming from the system.
Okay.
Then action of the import. Do you want to create a new project or ignore? I will ignore some of them. Earned value, we don't need it, so I ignore it. Earned value baseline, I will ignore it and keep the other to be create a new project. And what the meaning of create new project? Create a similar project at the XML file in my database. Okay, next. Primavera will ask you to where, to which EBS element. Do you remember the EBS? Now you are getting a file from outside. You will put it in which EBS? Here it is. I will put it under Germany as an example. Right. Each one I have to do it. I can highlight all of them together and click fill down. If they are all of them at the same EBS, I can use fill down to put it all. Right. Financial year project based on the calendar. خلاص, financial period is يعني a very advanced one. We will not cover it. Now it's ready. We told Primavera from those 6 projects, I want to import 4 only, and they will be imported to Germany or any EBS element, and please create a new one. Next. يقول لي طيب in which configuration? Configuration? Yes. I'm getting some information from outside my database. It will impact my database. It will come with some information. So I have to configure the way of getting this information. I can say no for some information. I can say yes, bring this for some information. How to customize the default configuration? It's better to keep the default one. Default one is made by Primavera for the best brackets. If you want to change, add a new one. Here it is. I will add another configuration. Primavera will do what? Will create a copy from the default configuration. I will call this new configuration Ingo. Just to make sure I have a copy from the default, no change on it, and I will change in another configuration. It's time now to modify. Here it is. Primavera will ask you, now you are taking a very dangerous decision. You are getting some information from outside your database. And the file you are importing it now include many information, some of it project specific information and some of it global information. And the problem in the global information, because in sometimes the contractor who send you the file has some resource. You don't need this resource in your database. I need only the time to track the time. So I will decide that don't bring the resource because I have my own resource and I don't need the resource of the contractor. This is an example. How to do it? يقول لك first of all, activities. Usually update existing. If you have a similar, update existing. Update existing. Is there anything else? Yes, يقول لك don't import, insert new, keep existing, update existing. What's the difference? Don't import, don't bring this information. Insert new, bring it as a new activity. Keep existing, يعني don't change. If there any change between what you are importing and what the existing, keep the existing. And the last one, update existing. If there is change, update the existing. Or you can choose delete. What is delete? يعني don't bring it at all. Don't bring it in my database. For the activity, it's better to keep it update existing. But here, this is the يعني the problem. This you have to focus here. What type of global information I need it from this sheet, from this file? Do I need resources? Do I need resource codes? Do I need roles? Do I need codes? So it's your decision to select which information you are going to keep it or not. As an example, calendar. If the contractor has the same name of your calendar, so the decision is keep existing. What the keep existing? Keep my calendar, which I'm defining at the database, and not change it. But if your decision is no, bring his calendar to my database, so you can choose insert new as a new calendar. As I told you, this configuration must be studied one by one to decide which information you want to bring it to your database. The problem is you are importing a strange file. File is strange from your database, and it includes some information, activity information, project information, and global information. This configuration is to adjust and decide which information will be imported to your database and which is not. Clear, Ingo?
Okay.
Okay, then okay. Now we have two configuration. طبعا the real life at the business we will not call it Ingo. We said that مثلا this is the configuration of getting the contractor schedule. This is a configuration of getting subcontractor schedule. Maybe for each entity or each company you have a different configuration. So you can create unlimited number of configuration here, and if you want the Primavera to apply this configuration, look at the left side. We have yes and no. The one who has yes will be applied in your configuration. So if you want to apply Ingo as an example, click on no, it will tune to yes. So again, you can create unlimited number of configuration based on from where you are importing the file and what type of information you need it in your database. Create unlimited number of configuration, but before clicking next, you have to select the one you want to apply by clicking yes at the left side. Clear, Ingo?
Okay.
Next. Finish. Done. Now he will take a time to bring the 4 projects we selected in our database. The import was successfully. It means that we already imported, and the proof is here. All the projects we imported are here at the title bar. Please try it yourself.
The import was successful.
Great news. Type. Now all of them are opened. We want to open one of it. Go to File, Open, and select Training Final to open it.
Also final training, final war das, ne? Ja.
Final training project.
Ja. Open. Okay.
this the workshop you have it in your homework, and all of them, all the activity are defined. The work breakdown structure is the defined, as we did yesterday. Here it is. This is the optimum one, and the activities are defined and belonging to each work breakdown structure, including the duration of each activity, the calendar, which activity it is 6 days per week calendar, and some of it is start milestone. Like this activity, if you go to general, you can find that it is a start milestone. Some other activity task dependent, and it show task dependent. All the activities are ready now to be calculated, and this is what you did yesterday. You put the activity and the relationship. We will see now, we will compare now between what is the optimum result of the schedule in the workshop and what you did. Okay, it's time now to run the schedule. But before running the schedule, we have to know the concept behind running the schedule. Please follow me at the screen before doing it. In Primavera, running the schedule is a piece of cake. Just go there and click F9. As I told you earlier, I started my planning career in 1993, 31 years ago. In that time, the side people said that what you are doing, you do nothing. You just stay in your PC and click F9, F9, F9. This is what you are doing. Your job is very easy. It is a horrible mistake because planners just not clicking F9. What is behind F9? What is the concept of planning behind F9? So here in Primavera, we will go and just click F9 and Primavera will do the job. But what is the concept behind F9? Please follow me at the screen now. Right. To make sure, just to show you something, if we tune it to network, it is all the activities are connected together because we put the relationship, and there is no missing lines between the activities. If you check your schedule, I believe that you will find some missing lines. Why some missing lines? Well, some missing lines mean what? There are some missing relationship. The optimum, one of the reason the consultant refuse or reject the schedule from the contractor, that he has some missing relationship. So it is not allowed to make any missing relationship. And as you can see at the network, it has no missing relationship. All the activities are connected together, ready to be calculated now. But again, what is the calculation is? What is the concept of calculation? The concept of calculation will be shown here at the screen now. Project schedule. What the project schedule? Project schedule using a technique. I believe that you know this information, but it take 5 minutes or 10 minutes just to understand the concept behind the scheduling. What we are going to discuss here is built in Primavera. So this is the concept, and Primavera use the concept to be calculated in Primavera. Scheduling use a technique called CPM, Critical Path Method. It is a technique to utilize to calculate the project schedule. How CPM work? It uses two information at the project: activity duration and the relationship between activities. Take those two factors and calculate schedule dates in order to calculate the finish date of the project. How they are doing? They are doing it in two passes through the project activity: forward pass and backward pass, as we are going to discuss. Critical path method will generate something called critical path. What is the critical path is? It is a series of activities that determine project completion date. Of course, this series of activity must start from the first activity to the last activity. No critical path at the middle of the project. يعني we have let's say 5,000 activity. Our critical path is starting from activity 500. It is wrong critical path. The optimum critical path must start from the first activity to the last activity. To determine what? To determine the completion of the project. Critical path factor or derived by activity duration, because activity duration will control the duration of the whole project. If the activity defined as a critical path, it means that if any delay in this activity will delay the whole project together. Again, if we said this a critical activity, it means that it will drive the completion day of the project. If it got any delay, it will delay the whole project. If I do it in a less time, it means that I will reduce the time of the project. How we are going to define the critical path? With something called total float, zero total float. And we are going to know what is the meaning of total float now. Before we start, we have to know another definition in Primavera called data date. What is the data date is? The data date is the point which Primavera will start the calculation from it. This is what we call this dotted blue line. We call it data date line. What the data date line? This is the point of date, a certain day in our schedule. Primavera will start calculation from it. So in Primavera, we have to define something called data date in order to be used by Primavera to make the calculation. Okay, great. How Primavera will do it? As I told you, Primavera didn't invent the critical path method. The critical path method invented by Mr. Gantt in 1945. He invented the critical path method as a way of calculating the schedule. How he did it? 4 steps to calculate the critical path method. Forward path calculation, backward path calculation, calculate the total float, and then determine the critical path. What we meant by forward path, let's see this a very simple example. We have a project contains 3 activities only, A, B, and C. Based on the relationship, A and B can start immediately when the project starts. So A and B has no predecessor. C can start only when A and B completed. C cannot start it without a completion of A and B. And this is what's showing at the network. A has 5 days duration, B 10 days duration, C 15 days duration. According to the definition of the critical path, it is the longest path. How many passes we have here in the project? As I told you, it's very simple project. We have 2 passes. We can go through AC or we can go through BC. This will be the end of the project. What is the length of the first pass AC? 5 days plus 15 days, it will be 20 days. The second pass, 10 days plus 15 days, it is 25 days. So we can directly calculate that the critical path will be B and C, because it will determine the longest path at the duration, at the project. Right. This is for the very simple project, 3 activities. But at the real life, we have some project, as I told you, more than 60,000 activity together. Can I do it manually? Can I go through each path and calculate how long it will take to complete this path? Of course not. It is impossible. So we have to use the critical path method. Critical path method, as I told you, 4 steps. Forward path calculation, backward path calculation, calculate the float, and then determine the critical path. Right. What is the forward path calculation? You like forward path calculation, we start from the left side. We usually draw the network starting from the left side, ended at the most right at the right side. So the first activity at the project will be at the left, and the last activity at the project will be at the right. When we said that it is a forward bus calculation, it means that we will start from the beginning, from the left side, ended by the right side. The aim of the forward bus calculation is to calculate two dates, early start and early finish for each activity. Actually, the critical path method depends on calculating 4 dates for each activity. 2 of them will be generated by forward bus and 2 of them will be generated by backward bus. After calculating the 4 dates, we can calculate the total float and then we can determine the critical path. So the aim of forward bus is to generate 2 dates for each activity. Early start, the earliest possible date the activity can start on. Early finish, the earliest finish date the activity can finish on it. Right? How can we calculate it? يقول لك there is a formula to calculate it. I will write the formula now, keep it in your record. Do you know this information before, Ingo? Ingo?
No, not so
No.
detailed, yeah.
Okay, how to calculate the forward bus? Here it is. Keep the, I will put the formula here and keep it in your record.
Yeah.
Early finish equal to early start plus duration minus 1. This is the formula which will be used by forward bus. The formula says that you need 2 dates. I can calculate the early finish. If you give me the early start, I will add it to the duration and minus 1 from it. Okay, great. We have 3 values here. Duration, early start, early finish. What we have? We have duration only. We already defined the duration of the activity. And I don't know the early start and early finish. How I can get both of them? You're like, early start will come by logic. Logic, which will be built on Primavera, the same logic. Early start is the day now. The first project will start at the first day at the project. That's why we said early start will come by logic. Then when we'll bring the early start by logic, we can calculate the early finish. Type, let's do it. Let's turn it back to the screen. Here it is. A and B are the first activity at the project. Can you tell me, Ingo, in which day A and B can start?
The first day.
First day. So early start of A and B is the first day. It is logic.
Yeah.
Type. Can we apply the formula to calculate the early finish in A? Yes, we can apply it. Now we have early start, early finish equal to early start plus duration minus 1. So it is 1 plus 5 minus 1. The early finish is 5.
Yeah.
Great. So it's time now to move from A to C. Or like, no, you cannot move to C. C has 2 constraints, 2 relationship, A and B. So I cannot move to C until I complete B first. Why? Because the later one will drive the start of C. So I cannot move to C. I have to calculate it for B as well. Can you calculate the early finish for B, Ingo?
B is earliest finished in 10 days, yeah? In 10.
10 day, day number 10. Great. Great. We complete the forward bus calculation for both A and B. It's time now to go to C. Right. C early start depend on the finish of A and B together. A will finish in day number 5. Can C start on day number 6? This is a question for you.
We start after 10 days, or the earliest date
After 10
start?
days, yes, yeah. A completed, but C cannot started without the completion of
Plus
B.
1 day,
So,
maybe, huh?
C must wait for B until the fully completed of B, then it can
Yeah.
start. So
Yeah.
can we determine the early start of C by logic? Yes. B completed in day number 10, so C will start it in day number 11.
Yeah.
I move from my work completed B at the end of the day 10. It means that C will start at the beginning of day 11. So early start of C will be at day number 11. Okay. Can you calculate the finish date of C? The same formula. Early start 11 plus duration 15 minus 1. It is equal 25. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. This is the purpose of the forward pass calculation, to calculate 2 dates for each activity. The 2 dates are early start and early finish. Early start coming from logic, early finish coming from formula. Then it's time now to go to backward pass. The formula is late start equal late finish minus duration plus 1. Keep it in your record. This is the formula built in Primavera. يقول لك to calculate the late start you have to bring late finish and duration and deducted and add 1 day. Great, let's do it. From where I get the late finish? يقول لك from logic, as we are going to see now. After completing the forward pass calculation, it's time to backward pass calculation. To bring what? To calculate what? To calculate 2 dates. Late finish and late start. Late finish and late start. Late finish and late start. By the way, when you click F9 in Primavera, those formulas are built in Primavera. In no time, Primavera will calculate the 4 dates without even you think about it. But it's why we are giving that. Why I'm giving you the theoretical theory of the CPM to understand it, how it's work, to know what is the meaning of early start and early finish and from where it's coming. Let's start and let's finish and what it meant by and then from where it's coming. You cannot use a Primavera in a proper way without understanding the concept of the theory beside or behind the critical path calculation. Right, great. It's time now to calculate the forward pass. You told me, Tahir, that late start equal to late finish minus duration plus 1. Both of them, late finish and late start, I don't know both of them. From where I can get late finish? You're like, from logic. How the logics come? You're like, type. When you calculate the forward pass calculation, it comes to how many days? Today, number 25. Great. Is there any constraint? Is there anyone refuse the date of 25? You're like, no one refuse it. So get the 25, the early finish, calculated and put it as a later finish. And this is what we called a logic way to determine the late finish. Great. Now we have late finish, which is equal to early finish. It's time to calculate late start. Can you use the formula I presented earlier to calculate the late start? Did you get it as a note?
Yeah.
Try to apply it and tell me what is the late start of the activity C.
It's equal 25 minus duration 15 days plus 1 day.
So it is 11.
11, 25 minus 15.
This, and this is what we meant by backward pass. We'll start from the right and then return back to the left. Now we completed the late start and late finish for C. It's time now to move from C to A and B. طيب, I need to logically determine the late finish of A and B together. How can I calculate it? You're like, let's do it together. The late start of C is day 11. It means that the late finish of the previous activity will be the day before the late start of C. It means that it will be in which day? Late finish of A and B will be the previous day of the late start of C. Which the previous day of 11? Day number. Ingo, are you with me?
Yeah, it's 11 minus A, 5.
Minus
yeah?
1.
6
So minus 1.
plus
The
1.
day before 11 is day number 10. Again, C can have a late start of day 11. So the before activity, the predecessor activity, can finish in which day? The day before the late start of the activity C. So the late start of activity C is day number 11. The day before is day number 10. Both A and B can be completed or can be finished on day number 10. Okay, let's calculate the late start of V. 10 minus 10 plus 1, the late start of V, day number 1. Let's calculate it for A. 10 minus 5 plus 1, it is day number 6. And this is the aim of backward pass calculation. Backward pass calculation to calculate two late dates, late start and late finish. And we did it. Now we completed the first two steps. Here it is. I told you that critical paths are 4 steps. Forward pass, we do the forward pass and we calculate 2 dates, early start and early finish. Then we return back from the right to the left and we calculate another 2 dates, late finish and late start. It's time now to calculate float to determine if the activity is critical or not. Right. How can we do it? You're like, it's time now to calculate the total float. Total float has a formula as well. Total float or the allowance at the activity equal to late minus early. Late minus early. Late date minus early date. Of course, late finish minus early finish or late start minus early start. عشان to make it clear يساوي late finish minus early finish or equal to late start minus early start. And this is what we meant by late minus early. Finish minus finish or start minus start. Is it clear, Ingo?
Yeah, that's good.
Here it is. It's time now to calculate it. The total float, which represents the allowance. How many days can slip from its early start without delaying the project? This is what we meant by the total float. The amount of time the activity can be delayed without delaying the whole project. This is the definition of the total float. How we can calculate it? Late dates minus early dates. كلام جميل. Late minus early, it can come up with 3 results. The first result, it could be positive amount. If the formula comes with positive amount, positive float, it means that the activity has a float. It is not a critical. The second result could be 0. Late minus early could be 0. In this case, the activity is critical. Or the result could be negative. Early is higher than the late. In this case, it is already extremely critical. It has a delay. So this is a way of determining the total float and determining the activity is critical or not. Right. In our case, look to the network again. Some activities, the late dates like B and C, the late dates equal to early dates. Some other activity, the late is bigger than the early. طب how to calculate the total float? Based on the formula I sent it to you earlier, can you calculate the total float for A?
Late is 10 days.
Yes,
Minus,
let's finish.
minus earlier finish 6 days. Also 4.
Early finish 5. Early
10
finish
minus
for the
6.
activity is 5. So 10 minus 5, it is 5. Or 6 minus 1. Again, it is not late finish minus late start. It is late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. 10 minus 5 or 6 minus 1.
Yeah.
Don't do this mistake. Some people do the mistake. They deduct late finish from late start. It is not the case.
Yeah.
Finish from finish or start from start.
Yeah.
So it is 5.
Apple with apple and Burns with Burns to compare. That's
can you calculate it for B?
yeah, okay. So that's tricky. 0.
0. 10 minus 10 or minus 1, it is 0. And for C?
0, 2. 0, 2.
0, 2. Great. We have 2 activities with the total float 0, 1 activity with total float 5. Total float 5, it means that he has time to delay it without delaying the whole project. The critical activities are B and C. So the critical path is B and C. This is how to determine critical activities in your schedule. As I told you, those formula are built in Primavera. You don't have to bother yourself. Why I know the theoretical part? Because to understand what the meaning of critical. Critical mean that it has no total float. It has 0 or less. And the green bars mean what? The green bars mean that it is it has a float. It means that it can delay without delaying the whole project. Right, let's continue and make another way of calculating. What happens if this project has a required finish date? What the meaning of required finish date? يقول لك according to the contract, we have to complete this project in day number 20. Your calculation is day number 25, but we have a contract. Said that we must complete the project in 20 days only. In this case, what will be happened at the calculation if we have a required finish date? If we have a required finish date, it will not impact the early calculation, the forward pass calculation. It will impact only the backward pass calculation. Why? Because we will start from the must finish by date or required finish date, as we are going to see now. This is the same project based on the calculation, early calculation. It is the same. A will start in day number 1 and complete in day 5. B will start in day number 1 and complete in day number 10. C will start in day number 11 and complete it in day number 25. And I'm ready now to backward the calculation. But for some reason, somebody tell me that I have to complete in 20 days only, not 25. In that case, I will not start the calculation from day 25. I have to start from the required finish date or must finish by date. Yeah. So I remove the normal calculation 25 and put it 20 only.
Yeah.
And start doing the calculation, the backward calculation from day number 20. Let's do it. Can you
Minus
calculate the late
15.
start?
Minus 15 plus 1 is
It is 6.
6.
Okay, the late start of C6. So the late finish of A and B will be in which day? The day
6.
before. The day before 6. So it is
6.
5. Am I correct? C has a late start of 6. So the previous activity can finish on day 5. The day, one day before it.
Yeah.
Okay, can we calculate the late start of A? 5 minus 5 plus 1, 1.
Yeah.
5 minus 10 plus 1 minus 4. Minus 4, is there a date at the project called minus 4? Can we start before the project can start? Of course, there is something wrong here. Before we decide, let's complete the exercise. Can you calculate the total float for A? For activity A?
It's 5 minus 5, 0.
0. Great. It's critical now. And for B?
5 minus 10 minus 5 plus 1 minus 4.
It is minus 5. 5 minus 10 minus 5. Or minus 4 minus 1 minus 5. It is the same. Right. Can you calculate it to see?
Yeah.
20 minus 25?
20 minus 15, it's minus 5.
No, minus 25. Total float is late minus early.
5.
Minus 5. Great. So the result is A has a 0 total float, B and C has minus. Which activity are critical? All of them are critical.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Based on the definition, the activity is critical based on its total float. Total float is equal to 0 or less. It means that all of them are critical. But the question is A critical like B and C? The same criticality? Of course not. A, in spite of it has a total float 0, but still the longest path is B and C. B and C is the longest path at the schedule. This is the way of Primavera calculating the schedule. Type. Let's turn to Primavera. What else in Primavera? Is there a way that Primavera will not calculate the schedule? Yes, it could in some time. If you have a loop, circular relationship. Like what? Yeah, like I'm doing the foundation. I start making excavation and then plain concrete and then reinforcing concrete for the foundation. Then the successor of the reinforcing concrete is the excavation again. This is what we call circular or loops. If you have circular between your relationship, Primavera will refuse to complete the schedule. You're like, to complete the schedule, please remove the loop. So again, Primavera will not calculate the schedule until the loop is eliminated. Like that. Activity BA 1010, 1020, 1030, and after completing 1030, I return back to 1010. I have to remove this because without removing this loop, Primavera will not complete the calculation. Right. What else? يقول لك it will give you an error if you have some activity without a relationship. We call it open-end activity. What do we mean with open-end activity? I told you before that we are expecting that each activity has at least one predecessor and has at least one successor. Okay, what happens if you forget to put a relationship? Primavera will stop calculation? No, Primavera will complete the calculation, but it will give you error in the report telling you those activities has open ends. Why we need this? Look, this is the standard or the optimum relationship. We have to make the relationship like that. What happens if I forget to put the relationship between 30 and 50? I forget to put a relationship. During creating the schedule, I forgot to put a relationship. What happened? It will impact, of course, it will impact the calculation. Primavera will give you an error at the schedule report telling you there is a missing relationship here. Take care. Take care, Engo. Return back to your schedule. There is a missing relationship, and I believe that you missed some relationship in your schedule, and we will check now, inshallah, after completing it. Why it will stop the calculation? You're like, maybe in some time you put it in, you need it without a relationship. In some cases, in a special project, I don't have to put a successor. It is an end activity. So in some cases, I need this activity like that. So it will give you error report, and it will complete the calculation, but giving you error report. Type. What about the scheduling report? After scheduling, Primavera will generate a text file we called a schedule report, a scheduling report, text file. You can see all the result of what you did at this text file, and this is what we are going to do now. It includes a schedule, which project you are scheduling, statistics, error, is there any error in the calculation, some warning, some scheduling results, some exception, as we are going to see. Type. After calculating, we will return back to the network. Do you remember the network, the connection lines between the activities? And we'll see some different lines. We can see red line. Red line, it means that the relationship is critical. Solid line, it means that it is driving activity. What is driving activity? It drives the start of the next activity. Dotted or dashed, it means that it is not a driving relationship. The activity has more than one relationship. This relationship is not driving the start of the activity. Okay, let's return to Primavera. Is there any question, Ingo? I believe that is a lot of information. So is there any question?
No, that's good.
Okay. Would you please go to the time scale? Here it is, time scale at the screen, your screen. I will tell you later on how to use it, but the time scale now is quarter months. We needed to make it smaller than that. Right click on the scale and click time scale, and make it date interval, months, week. Did you reach it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now we complete our homework. We created the work breakdown structure. We created the activities. We created the relationship between the activities. And it's time now to calculate. I don't have to calculate it manually. I will take the activity outside of Primavera and calculate it manually. By the way, no project management certificate without calculating the critical path. I'm holding a master degree in American University in Cairo since 1993, and I'm PMP certified, IPMA certified. No exam without a manual calculation of the schedule. He must test, do you understand the theoretical way of calculating the critical path method or not? If you are just a Primavera user, you don't have to bother yourself. Primavera will do the job and will calculate the schedule. How Primavera will calculate the schedule? You're like, calculating is a tool. Go to tools, and the first line there at the tools is the schedule. Besides the schedule, F9. Yeah. And as I told you, F9 is the way of calculating. This is the order of scheduling. Is there anywhere else? Yes, you're like at the toolbar. Here it is. This icon is for schedule. F9 as well. So either use this or this, or F9. I will click F9. Here it is. You're like type. How many projects you are opening now are going to schedule one project only? Yeah. If you open more than one project, it will, the number of projects you are opening, it will be here. All projects use their own data dates. Yes. Apply selected data date to all open project. Yes, this is what we need. We will go there and apply the date of starting that the project will start at the 1st of January 25. Great. Log to file. Yes, we'll check the box log to file.
Tara, please one
Yes.
minute. My son is calling me. Yeah. Hello.
Who's calling?
Ja. Ja. Ich bin noch ein Meeting hier. In einer Stunde, 2 Stunden weit oder so. Ne? Komme ich zu dir? Oder sagen wir ein paar Tage zu dem Sprechen, ja? Okay, alles klar. Machen wir so. Bis später. Tschüss. Okay. Thank you. Let's go on. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you click F9 and you see this information there. And we start reading what is there at schedule. First line showing how many projects you are open. Second line ask you, are you going to apply the data date which you define in each project information, or you want to change it for the open project? We will select change it. And we will use 1st of January 25 as a data date for our project. Then log to file. Do you need the result as a file? Yes. Check the box and click the tab to select the path. I will put it there at the desktop. I am telling Primavera that after calculating the schedule, put the result at the text file in the desktop. Primavera prompt, this file is not exist. Do you want to create? Yes, I want to create. It means that all the result which coming from the schedule will be at this text file. As on the other side, keep those text files for future use. Yani this is my recommendation. Primavera will do what? Every time you are going to calculate, we will ask you overwrite existing or append to existing. خلاص? I prefer to change the name of schedule log every time to keep the records, to make a trend analysis. As we are going to see as a statistics, that will show the information of the schedule. So I prefer to keep this text file every time I'm going to calculate. Do you understand me? Schedule log, create a folder in your PC and change the name every time. We are now scheduling in 10 of November 2024. Make the name of the file scheduling at November 10. You make a schedule in 1st of December, change the file name and make it schedule 1st of December. Its name is 1st December. I prefer to keep a copy from this file every time I'm going to calculate the schedule. Why? It is a very good tool to make a comparison. What happened before and what is the result now? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Time. Khalina, let's do it. I'm telling Primavera now the result of the schedule. Put it in a file. The file's name is schedule text. I will make it not schedule text. I will make it in a new folder as to make it a real, a new folder. New folder in the desktop. New folder. And I said Engo schedule. Of course, it will not be Engo schedule. It will be the name of the project. And change the name instead of schedule log. Although this is run 1st Jan 25. The file name is 1st Jan 25. It means that Primavera will put the information at the file 1st of January 25. Later on, when I start making the update in end of Jan 25, I will create another file. Don't override the existing file. Keep a record for all your schedule data by saving a new file every time you are going to run the schedule. This is the point. Is it understandable now?
Yeah.
Great. Schedule. Type. What will happen when I click schedule? Look at the screen now. All the activity started at the beginning of the project, waiting for calculation. When I click schedule, removed. They put the data date of 1st of January, and we have some data, some activity in red and other activity in green. Red mean critical activity, it has a 0 total float. Green mean it has a total float, positive total float, and it could be delayed without delaying the whole project. I believe that it is a little bit different than what you created in your workshop. You have to review the workshop you created yesterday. You missed some relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Let's read the file. Here it is, Ingo schedule, a text file. Open the file you created. Here it is. The project name is training final. Scheduled successfully, yes. Statistics, how many projects you make in the schedule? One project. It has 25 activities.
Okay.
25 of them not started. Of course, these statistics will be changed over time. When you start doing some actual, it will tell you how many started, how many in progress, how many completed. But for now, because we are at the planning stage, all the 25 activities are not started yet. We have 29 relationship, and we have some warning, some errors. The activity which name is ID is A1000 has no predecessor.
Okay.
The activity A1240 has no successor. If you miss some relationship, you will find all what you missed here. But this is logic. The first activity at the schedule and the last activity at the schedule. Then it will tell you based on the duration and calculation, project will start at 1st of January, end at 21st of September 25. It has 19 critical activities. The total activity is 25. 19 of them are critical and 6 only has a total float. It will give you indication of the information you provided at the schedule. This is the text file.
Okay.
Right. I want you to schedule your project now and read the schedule log. Open the project you created yesterday, the details. Run F9 again on 1st of January 25. And read the file, the text file, to compare between the optimum result and what you created earlier. And tell me.
Where can I find my I have to open the file, yeah?
Yes, you have to open it. Of course, to schedule
Open?
it, you have to open it. Go to File, Open.
Yeah, but we are working in the workshop material, not in my from yesterday evening.
What again?
The question is, now we are working with the exercise material.
Yes.
But yesterday in my I worked for myself, and the question is, where can I find this date or this file or plan schedule?
Okay, Tab, let me explain again. Please repeat the workshop of yesterday. In page 34, you can find a list of all the activities, and in page 40, you can find the relationship I want to create. Here it is. This is the relationship.
That's the relationship. My question is, where's my work from yesterday in P6? Where can I find it?
It is, of course, you can find it. Go to P6. Here it is. File, Open, and search for it.
That's office building, yeah. That's my
yes, yes.
So open. I forgot open. Yeah, that's a mistake. Yeah.
Go there and open it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then run it run the schedule using 1st of January 25 as the schedule date, data date.
Okay. Okay, schedule.
F9.
Okay.
And then save the file, as I told you, and open the file, the text file. And tell me the results.
But I have to create a new text file, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So I have to F9 create. Das nochmal der November 24 öffnen. Okay. Und dann November. So I think I will share my screen. It's better.
Yes, please share it.
Muss ich wieder hier angehen. One second. Okay.
Take your time.
Circuits teilnehmen.
Here it is.
Let's see it now.
How many activities? 25 activities. Okay, go down at the statistics. How many relationship? It's 25 and 29. This what you created, so it's right. Go down.
Statistic warnings.
You have some problems here. Some activity. We must have only one activity without successor. But in this your case, you have activity number 1030 and 1060, I believe, has no relationship. So you missed to put the relationship of those activity. This is the purpose of the text file. It will tell you the results.
Yeah.
Of course, go down there. The project, my project will end at September. Your project will end at October. So you have something wrong. And you have 19 critical activity, but in somehow you have a wrong relationship. It gives wrong results.
Yeah.
So please review it. Go to your schedule later on, inshallah, when we complete today, and see where is the missing relationship and do it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Okay. Right. It's time now to have a break. I believe that we have a lot of information today. We'll take a break 15 minutes or 20 minutes and then return back for the best and the most important topic. This is, in my opinion, in this workshop, is how to create the output, how to enhance the layout, how to generate unlimited number of layouts using the codes and the group and sort by and filter. We actually try to drink some coffee or something like that to refresh your mind, because the next topic is very important topic. In my opinion, this is the most and important for any planner to know it, how to generate unlimited number of layouts using the same data he already inputted. Okay?
Okay.
Let's turn it back after 20 minutes, inshallah.
20 minutes. Okay. See you later.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.